In this video, we're going to create a basic custom brush setup and expressive prototyping with the new Figma Draw. It's a fun way to experiment with expressive visuals and bring more character into your Figma projects. Let's get started. First, I'm drawing a simple line using the pen tool. I'll duplicate this line 2 more times and align them equally using Smart Guides. Now, in the Layers panel, you'll see 3 separate line layers. Next, I'm selecting all the lines and choosing Union from the bottom bar to combine them. Although it looks like a single shape now, if I click inside, you'll notice each line is still editable, and in the Layers panel, they're listed under the Union group. But before we can convert this into a brush, it must be a single flattened shape, not a group or union. So here's what I'll do. I'll duplicate the union just in case we need the original, and then right-click and choose Flatten. You can also flatten by selecting the last icon inside the union options on the bottom bar. Once flattened, the lines become a single editable shape, and now when I double-click on it, node points are visible. Now, right-click the flattened shape, and you'll see the Create Brush option available. Just click that, and Figma will show a confirmation message, Brush created successfully. If you try to right-click the original union group, you'll notice the Create Brush option isn't available. This only works on flattened shapes. Now I'm selecting the Brush tool from the bottom toolbar or B as shortcut. Since my background is black, I'm choosing white as the stroke color so it stands out clearly. I'll also increase the stroke width to make the brush more visible. Next, under the brush options, scroll to the bottom and you'll see the custom brush we just created. There's also a small More icon as allows you to rename or delete your custom brush. I'm renaming mine to Lines for easy reference. Now, I'll select the brush and start drawing, and as you can see, our custom brush is working perfectly. You can always switch between brushes anytime using the drop-down to test different style. Now I'm deleting the earlier drawing and starting fresh. I'm creating a circle shape and enabling the stroke option from the right-hand panel. I'm setting the stroke color to white and increasing the stroke width for visibility. From the Stroke Style drop-down, I'm selecting Brush and choosing the custom brush we created earlier. I'm also removing the fill color, so only the brush stroke is visible. Then I resize the circle. I can also change the color or stroke width, and the brush style still works perfectly. Now let's try it with radial. With the shape selected, go to the top bar and choose Repeat, Radial. I'm increasing the repeat count. And it looks great. The brush effect is applied uniformly across all the repeated shapes. Updating instead solid color, I'm choosing the linear gradient option. The brush stroke now follows the gradient, creating a really dynamic and artistic effect, giving a really cool and creative look. Let's test if we can turn this complex shape into a brush. First, I'm exiting Radial Repeat by clicking the tick icon on the top bar. Then, I union the repeated shapes and use Flatten so it becomes a single vector shape. Now, I right-click and choose Create Brush, and the brush is successfully created. Time to test it. I select the brush tool, set the stroke width to something thicker, and choose the last brush icon, our new custom shape. When I draw freely, it follows the path just fine. But now I'll try drawing while holding Shift, and this gives a perfectly straight version of the brush shape, just like we designed. This makes it easier to reuse any unique shape as a decorative brush and control how it behaves when drawing lines or shapes. Now let's see how we can create a brush using text. I'll grab the text tool and type Figma Fusion Studio. Next, I'll update the font to Poppins because I really like the clean style of this font. I'll set the weight to bold and increase the font size so it's more visible. Now, to convert this into a shape, I right-click and choose Outline Stroke. This turns the text into vector outlines, and if you look at the Layers panel, each character is now in a separate layer. I'll select all the letters, choose Union, and then flatten. This merges them into one single vector layer. Then I right-click and select Create Brush, and it's successfully created. Let's test it out. I select the brush tool, hold Shift, and draw. The custom text brush is working perfectly. Now I want to test something different. I'll delete what I just drew and create a new frame, setting the width and height to 1000 x 1000 pixels. Inside the frame, I'm creating a circle. I enable the stroke, set the color to black, and increase the stroke width to make it bolder. Then I remove the fill color since we only want the outline. From the stroke style, I choose the brush and select custom text brush we created earlier. And now, the circle's border displays our Figma Fusion Studio text. I try resizing the circle, and it's working smoothly. I update the circle size to 600 x 600 pixels and align it to the center of the frame. Now I rotate the circle, and you'll notice that the Figma Fusion text starts from the top left due to the stroke alignment. Next, let's add some style. I go to the Effects panel, choose Layer Blur, and switch to the new Progressive Blur option. I set the start value to 0, then increase the end value to create a gradual blur. I move the start point of the blur closer to the center of the circle. Now, when I rotate the endpoint, you can see how the blur position shifts. Let's tweak it so the Figma Fusion text is sharp while the rest of the circle blurs out, creating a cool, expressive visual highlight. Now let's take this one step further by adding a texture style to the blurred area. I open the Effects panel, go to Textures, and apply a texture. I increase the texture size and radius so it becomes more noticeable. At first, the texture is applied to the entire stroke, but I want it to only affect the blurred part. So enable Clip to Shape in the bottom of the texture settings. Now you can see, the texture only appears on the blurred section of the circle. This is absolutely very nice feature. Let's try animating this next. First, I duplicate the current frame 3 times, so now I have a total of 4 frames. Each frame will have a different background color to create a smooth color transition when we animate. I also make sure to adjust the stroke color on each frame so it contrasts well with the new background. Now I'll select all 4 frames and increase the spacing between them. Starting with the second frame, I'll change the Blur Effects endpoint to move towards the left side. In the third frame, I adjust the blur again, continuing the motion, just like the second one. And finally, the fourth frame, I move the blur endpoint even further left. What I'm doing here is dividing the circle blur into 4 stages, like quarters of a full rotation. Now let's go to prototype mode. I'll link the first frame to the second, then second to third, and third to fourth. Finally, I'll link the fourth frame back to the first, so it becomes a looping animation. Now I'm selecting all prototype connections. Instead of using onClick, I'll change the trigger to after delay. I'll set the delay to just 1 so the animation loops without any noticeable pause. Under Actions, I'll keep it as Navigate to, and the destination remains the next frame in the loop, just like we set before. For the animation, I'll use Smart Animate. The easing will be set to linear, which gives a smooth, constant motion, ideal for looped animations. Finally, I'll set the duration to 2000 ms 2 seconds for a calm, steady blur transition. And now, let's test it out. Yes, it's working just as expected. smooth, seamless, and interactive. Remember, this is just one example. You can try this technique in your own projects with different brush styles, blur settings, or even texture overlays. The main idea is, you can prototype expressively in Figma, not just with shapes, but with movement, textures, and brush-based visuals too. So keep designing, keep exploring. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support is a big clap for me to create the next one. See you in the next tutorial. Stay creative.